Nah, that's not good. If only there was a proper way to stabilize GoPro without spending too much money. Hello ladies and gents, today we will be making this, a handheld stabilizer with 3 Axis Gimbal on board for GoPros and cameras alike. I've got a GoPro, no surprise there, as most of the people that have anything to do with making videos have at least one of them. And don't get me wrong, I love me some GoPros, but if there's one thing I'm not a fan of is how shaky they can become, as they have no inbuilt stabilization. And shaky camera is a bad camera, unless you're making a Bourne movie. So I'm a happy owner of a shaky GoPro that I use quite often. But that's not the only thing I've got. Oh no. It so happens that I also got a Phantom 1 drone with, you guessed it, 3 Axis Gimbal attached. Let's face it, I don't go out with him anymore since his younger brother showed up. And now, good old trusty P1 with its perfectly functional and detachable gimbal is hanging on the wall and gathering dust. It took me some time to connect the dots. Took me even more time to actually build it. But now it's here and I can share the process and the outcomes of this build with you. As soon as I got the idea, I quickly searched the interwebs for tutorials on how to do it. And to my surprise, there isn't much out there. Mainly pictures or short videos of ready stabilizers. So I decided to take it upon myself and make a proper tutorial about it. To take the gimbal off the drone we need some tools. Usually a screwdriver is enough, but you never know. The whole structure will be made out of PVC pipes. This is how I envisioned my stabilizer. If you decided to make one, you can build it the same way, or you can tweak it to your liking. These are the measurements of pieces I used. They can be cut with PVC pipe cutter, saw, or even a small multi-tool. Now it's the time to decide the layout and how components will be attached. I'm gonna use LiPo batteries to power it. If you're planning to do the same, be careful with them, as improperly used or stored they can be very dangerous and they can even explode on you. So keep them safe in a metal box or special fire resistant explosion proof bag. Yep, that's the proper name. To attach a gimbal to the frame I need some kind of base plate. If you're gathering things because they might become useful in the future like I do, you should have plenty of materials to choose from. I'm gonna go with wood on this occasion. Measurements on this project are quick and most of it done by eye, as you can see. Now off outside to do some sewing. These are not mine, don't judge me, okay? I know that shed needs some spring cleaning, but I'm on a mission now, making tutorials. Shed will have to wait. Whew, nearly drilled through my desk there. My wife would have killed me. As long as she won't watch this video, I'll be fine. Now I'm making holes in the frame. No need for any unnecessary things like measurements. Same with fitting the gimbal to the plate, or plank. A millimeter of deviation here or there will not kill us on this build. Remember this, okay? DIY is like war. It never goes according to a plan. And here is our issue. Wooden base plate is too thick. To fix this, I either need a bolt with a longer thread, which I don't have, or thinner base plate, and in this case that can be arranged. Remember, wear safety equipment while operating power tools, gloves, masks, goggles, and all that jazz. Almost perfect. Just some of the pilot holes needed readjusting. Sorted! It's time to glue the frame together. It's a good practice to mark the joints, as it's easy to mix up parts when everything is disassembled. Especially if you have that kind of creature around the house. Then you might end up with the frame looking like that. Prep your workspace before gluing as it will get messy. We're gonna be using standard PVC adhesive. Keep your windows open and area well ventilated cause this shit is strong, boy, and you might end up like him. Then your frame will definitely look like this. Be quick and precise as the glue dries in few seconds. If you mess up something at this stage, you might even end up redoing the whole frame. So double and triple check if everything is as it should be before gluing. Doing this on a leveled surface and aligning marks and lines will help you with the task. I need to screw the gimbal to the base plate first, as the PVC frame will be in the way later on. Attaching the whole thing to the frame with few screws, easy! Now it's the time to make a holder for the phone. To do it, I'm drilling some holes on the top handle, making some marks to carve a recess that will help to keep the hot shoe adapter in place. Tightening it, mini ball head on top, generic phone holder, and a phone. And boom! We got it. Nice one. Remember, you don't have to do it exactly the same way. You can use a Gorilla Pod, Magic Arm, tape, whatever you have available around the house. Be creative, use things you already got and cut down the costs. Turns out my battery compartment is near damn perfect. Lipo fits there nice and snug, no need for any straps to hold it in place. All that was planned and calculated from the beginning, of course. Now we have to deal with the connectors. We have to make a RT60 to JST converter. Luckily, I was able to make it out of spare and unused cables and connectors I had lying around. As I said, keeping potentially useful things will save you money. Your missus will hate you for it though, so it's a trade-off. Nevertheless, heat up and put some solder on both ends of what you want to connect. Connection will be much better that way. Use shrinking tubes or electrical duct tape to isolate the cables. We don't want them to touch each other, dirty bastards. Ensure the polarity is right, because if you connect plus to a minus, you will most likely fry your board on the gimbal, and it will be useless. Trust me, I know. Powering the gimbal for the first time was a bit stressful. Even though I checked the voltage that the gimbal can operate with, and my 3-cell LiPo was well within that range, it wasn't the exact model of the gimbal that I have, so the risk of frying it was still there. Turned out I was right, and as you can see, gimbal works like a dream. Now we're putting some safety measures against that exploding batteries. LiPo alarm should be enough. It will let us know when the battery is running flat to a dangerous level. Now, when we got it pretty much done, it's time for some beautification. Oh yes. Strip the frame of all the components, sand it so that the paint will hold better, and paint it with the color of your choice. I'm going with black, but obviously you can choose whatever you like. Wait for it to dry, put everything back together, manage your cables so they're not in the way, maybe cover the holes in handles, and we can take it for a spin. And there it is. Quick pros and cons. It's fairly big, and it isn't looking as professionally as stabilizers that you can buy, but it's definitely cheaper and equally capable. For more details, you will have to keep a lookout for another video in which I'm planning to compare it to Osmo or something similar. In the future, I need to add a camera tilt control to the rig, but that will be a topic for another DIY video. I hope this tutorial was helpful. If you have a question or comment, leave them down below, and in the meantime, take care and see you in the next video. Whoopsh!